$5 Games presents Nixx's Castle, brought to you by the developer who gave me the game for free, so thank you. The story is that Nixxsz made a castle to join the high aristocrats. It's made to kill homunculi, like the protagonist, who's supposed to go have fun with it. And then unfortunately, it kind of ends there. The rest of the conversations are just brief hints about the level. Even the ending was just a thank you. There was no wrap up or any more information about what was going on. Although it was an interesting design choice to have a conversation on the start menu page, I think this is the only game I've ever played that's done that. However, when I first started the game, I tried to quit and was unable to until the conversation finished, which was a bit of a problem. Gameplay-wise, it's a platformer where the goal is to grab the key and make it to the end. There's also the occasional trophy to grab for an extra bit of challenge. What's cool in this game is the ability to make a platform wherever you want. You right-click to move the made card, and then left-click to make it solid. It's solid on the edges as well, meaning that you can just outright cover up dangerous red blocks or make some difficult jumps painstakingly easy to make. Or you can do this. Yeah, there was this whole build-up for this level. It's the largest level in the game, and that there were more painful things than death, which I won't get into, as I would later come to learn that this platform mechanic wasn't even originally in the game. If you go to the Steam store page, you'll actually notice that not only is the feature missing, there's a dash mechanic, one of the characters looks different, and there's talk of hidden conversations and an overarching plot, all of which are missing. That was because this game, like many these days, was released with the idea that it developed over time with player feedback. Unfortunately, this has resulted in the Steam page to now show incorrect information. So what you think you're going to get by buying isn't what you're going to get. This is one of the reasons why a review like this one is valuable. But anyways, in the end, I completed that level faster than any of the other ones. You can also move the platform while you're standing on it if you're really fast on right clicking and left clicking. But it can get a bit dangerous, as sometimes the character will think he's grabbing the sides and then do a wall jump and die. There is a fast retry system, which I love, and the game never broke on me. The level design was great, besides the first couple of levels, which unfortunately is the only thing most people ended up playing, as is indicated by the Steam reviews. The Steam reviews for this game are about as bad as they can get, with someone even mentioning that they would pay to get this game removed from their account. Other reviews are from when this game still had the dash mechanic and different momentum rules. So basically all of this ends up being inaccurate. Even this review that I'm making right now could be inaccurate in a month if the developer changes the game again. The developer intended to make the game hard, and to paraphrase Just Cook, who was talking about creators in Mario Maker and Mario ROM hacks, difficulty comes naturally by those who are good at the game. Difficulty for the sake of difficulty is not fun. There are two things that killed me more than anything else in this game. The first one is that the protagonist's vertical velocity is very high. Generally, the lower the vertical velocity in a jump, the easier it is to determine the arc of the jump and see where the character is going to land. This gets compounded by whenever your character is above the bottom of the level, because then the camera forces the protagonist to be in the center of the screen, which means that instead of it looking like your character is jumping, it looks like the entire castle is jumping. With that much movement on the screen, it becomes much more difficult to determine where you're going to land. The other thing that's difficult is the horizontal momentum in a single jump. While moving forward, you can press the back button to essentially stop your momentum. But then if you press forward after that, you move forward again. This means that you can't play this game like you would a normal platformer, because generally a normal platformer has one of three kinds of jumps when adjusting your horizontal momentum. There's acceleration based like Mario Maker, there's velocity based like Mega Man, and then there's ones where you can't adjust it at all like Castlevania Dracula X. For normal platformers that allow you to adjust your horizontal momentum, they do this so that the player can correct their mistakes as they fall. Because this game doesn't have one of those three adjustments and instead has its own implemented version, it makes it difficult. Once I realized that I could stop my horizontal momentum by pressing backwards and that it wasn't moving me backwards, I realized that I needed a visual cue above the ground I wanted to land on, like this star, and that's how I was able to progress through the game. In the end, I didn't really like the horizontal or vertical movement, which is one of the most important things in a platformer. There are also a couple of visual problems. When starting the game, it's hard to tell which one is highlighted, and then if you use your mouse, you get a different highlight on top of it. The E on this dialog box is backwards, and dialog boxes generally don't go away even though they say E on them. But anyways, that's a wrap for this game. Next week, I'm going to do more of a soapbox video, and then I'll go back to normal reviews. Consider picking this game up instead of a card with a maid.